Hello there, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Football Manager Therapy. I am your host, Rich Owens. Joining me this week, it's the return of D-Boy Plays, and it's Steakity Bakety. Steak, you're back. How are we, brother? How you doing?
Very good, thank you, Rich. Me and you held down the fort last week. It was a lot of fun.
We did
2 podcasts.
We
was
double
lovely.
podded.
Listen.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Completely by
It was
accident.
a really, really nice time just chatting to Rich. And now it's going to be an even nicer time because not only do I get to chat to Rich again, I also get to chat to Dan.
Dee's here. How are you,
That's
darling?
me.
We missed you.
I miss you both immensely as well. I miss all of you all the time, permanently. I'm doing better, thank you. Last week was long. I won't go into details because it's not fun to describe. But it was a lot. But it's over now.
That's the
Thanks,
spirit,
It's over
champ.
now. Good work, tablets. It was. If anybody needs any sort of vague description of what it was like, and I'll be as vague as I can. If anyone's ever watched one of those videos of like guttering being loosened and cleared out,
Yep.
just use your imagination from there.
Yeah.
That's a great way to start a podcast, isn't it?
It really is. Now let's
Yeah.
talk about that. Let's dive into that. No,
Let's not dive into it.
let's
Good lord, no.
absolutely not. No, under no
Yes, no.
circumstances.
Never.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you've come out the other side,
Yeah.
a new man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I feel refreshed. I feel like I've shed a skin. You know. I feel like I've come out the other side. All the better for it. Yeah,
Good. That's
powerful.
the spirit.
Yeah.
Good. Well, lovely to have you both here.
How's you, Rich?
Absolutely. I'm all right. I'm all right. Thanks, boys. I'm okay. Yeah, it's been good. At the time of recording, it is the night before back to work after the Easter holidays. It's been good. It's been a lovely break. I've spent some time with the family. I've done some streaming. I've lived a life. It's been good. It's been good. I tell you what, if you offered the last couple of weeks I've had to any 40-year-old man around the country, they'd go, yeah, sounds all right, that. And it was. Couldn't be happier. It's been decent. Good time.
Excellent.
A good time has been had. Which I suppose in a roundabout kind of way, fellas, that kind of leads us on to something we were going to talk about this week. An accidental segue, because I've been streaming loads recently, and I've also been playing the game a lot offline between streams as well, because I've been really enjoying my save. That's been grand. Steaky, as we talked about last week, you are up to your elbows in Holston Keel. He's wearing the shirt. What a garment, by the way.
So good.
What a
Beautiful
garment.
shirt.
It
It
really is a lovely shirt. It really is. And
Thank you.
Dee, you've been busy boy. You've
have.
been breaking the back of your save as well. So I figured, given the fact that all three of us have been playing a lot of Football Manager recently, and to my calculations, we're not a million miles away from 6 months from the initial release date, back in kind of early November. We're not too far away at all,
Yeah.
are we?
Yeah.
I thought, why not? The three of us this evening, shall we do a little bit of a kind of a mid-season performance review of Football Manager 26?
I like it.
I think that sounds good.
That could be a nice thing to do because, I think lots of perspectives, because Steaky, fresher perspective, having not played too much of the game early doors, and now you're all in on it. Dee and I, we've been slogging away in the trenches since day one. Steak, I suppose I'll come to you first because we spoke at length about your save last week, and I know that you were somebody who, up until not that long ago, probably the start of your Holston Keel save, you could probably count the amount of hours you'd spent on the game on one hand. Is that fair to say?
Yes, I think I did just over 15 hours in the first week, something like that. So 3 hands.
A lot of fingers.
Yeah. Well,
Or
you know,
one massive hand.
just one of those big foam ones, but with
Yes.
15
But with
fingers
15
on.
fingers,
Yeah.
yes.
With
Yeah,
15
absolutely.
fingers,
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, one of those. That's about how much I played. And now, as of today, I have hit 300 hours on the game. So it's getting to the stage where it's a game that I've played quite a lot now.
Yes.
Considering we're only 6 months into the cycle and already 300 hours down. I imagine you two are much, much further in
You're
that.
not that far off what I'm at.
What? I've only played one save.
I mean, you're clearly enjoying it.
But what a save.
I'm at 551 hours.
Mm-hmm. And I think I've recently crept over the 300 mark myself.
Right.
So again, but yeah, so you've caught up. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've flown up recently, Steaky. So that's been cool. So as I say, from 15 hours until around 6 weeks ago, maybe, give or take. And then you've crammed in nearly 300 in that amount of time, which is quite impressive.
Have you
when you sat there applying for jobs all day, having Football Manager on the other screen is actually very helpful for sanity reasons, unless you're on a bad run on Football Manager and then it piles on. But for the most part, I would say that we've been doing quite well. So I found it quite relaxing, actually. It's been a break up to my life and also my whole life. So, yeah, I'm back in on Football Manager and I'm happy about it. I think in terms of a mid-season review sort of thing, I think it's more of it's gone past initial thoughts for me now. And I feel like I've got how I feel about the game pretty spot on. And I think for me, and I mentioned it in a tweet the other day after Football Manager reduced its price to 40% off. And I was saying, actually, I think now's probably a good time to pick up the game if you hadn't, because it's probably a 7 out of 10 now for me in terms of Football Manager game. In terms of games in general, actually, for me, Football Manager 24 was a 10 out of 10. For a long period of time, this game was a 5 with some issues sometimes. So sometimes it was a 6 when you're enjoying it, when the bugs and things like that and frustrating things were happening. I think it was down to a 4 or 5. But now I think it's up at a 7. I think the game's beginning to look like a much more polished version of the game without too many things being crammed on us in these little mini updates that they've been doing. I think they've just kind of tweaked and fixed things that were broken rather than trying to do wholesale changes. Obviously, early on back in the game, they did things like they brought back the shouts and they fixed a load of things that were properly broken. Now it's just little tweaks here and there, and I think the game is becoming something that's actually quite a lot of fun to play. And I think if you're still under the attitude of, it's a terrible game and it's unplayable, you need to have a little revisit. I think it's worth sitting down, getting used to the new UI if you didn't already when it was first released because you gave up on it too quickly. I think that's the thing now. I think there's a lot of people that gave up on it a little bit too quickly, and now we're at a stage where the game's very playable. You can definitely get some enjoyment out of it. And for 40% off, I think that's the best bang for your buck of many games. Not many games you're going to log 300-400 hours on between now and next November. I think I probably will double my playtime in that time, I imagine. I think that's worth it.
Yeah.
Personally. Yeah. It's a really good game.
Absolutely. You know what? I think I agree with a lot of that sentiment, and it's been something that I've noticed a lot recently when streaming, because I think I've had a lot of newer faces popping up in chat, and Dee, I don't know if it's the same for you, but I'm getting a lot of newer faces asking if the game is good now. That seems to be, in terms of newer visitors to stream and to the podcast and to everything else that we do, that seems to be one of the most consistent questions I'm getting from newer faces. Is it good now? And that, to me, I think it's a really interesting question, because let's be honest, the launch of FM26, we all know how it went.
Yeah.
Wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination. In hindsight, was the game necessarily as bad as it was being made out to be by some of the louder voices? Probably not. I think expectations were very, very high. But I think what people were given didn't meet those expectations. But over time, a lot of those bugs have been ironed out, and I think a lot of those louder voices talking about how, is FM26 cooked? Is SI cooked? Oh, that was a great time to be online listening to people's voices, because it wasn't. and it very much wasn't. But I'm getting a lot of people now, because that seems to have quietened down now a little bit more. People, like you say, Steaky, that are starting to get a bit interested again. Actually, is this game worth a punt? And I'm with you, Steak. I think yes. I think I would agree with you. I was lucky myself early doors. A lot of the crashes and bugs that people were experiencing early doors in the game didn't happen to me. I think it's only since the last hotfix at the start of these Easter holidays that I've actually started having issues with my game. And when I say issues, a couple of little crashes, and a bug that we'll talk about in a bit, I'm sure, but I haven't seen it before. I've not seen everybody else talking about it or reporting it to SI before, which was a bit of an odd one. So I was lucky. I think my viewpoint was always came from a more optimistic place, because I wasn't necessarily experiencing the issues that other people were at the launch of the game. But I agree with you, Steak. I think at launch we can say an optimistic 5 or 6. I think that's fair looking back in hindsight. I'm with you, Steaky. I think I'm really enjoying my time on FM26. I know a big part of that is down to my save, because I love my save. I'm very, very invested in it. But having spent the amount of hours that I've spent in it now, that we've all spent in it now, I'm really enjoying loading the game. I'm really enjoying playing the game. I mean, Dee, you're a good 200 hours odd ahead of the two of us anyway. I mean, how compared to where we were at launch, compared to with where we are now?
Yeah,
you've been there early doors yourself.
Yeah, I think, like you say, there was a lot of negativity early doors, and I'm not saying that the negativity, wasn't warranted. I'm not saying any of that. Obviously, everyone's allowed their opinion. And if you didn't like the game because you just didn't like the game, that's absolutely fine. I think there was some stubbornness, maybe a little bit towards experimenting in the new UI and a few other little bits and bobs. And as we've said, they've rolled out updates, and now the game is so much more playable than it was when it started. I did experience a lot of like the bugs and the crashes. I was getting lots of little things, but maybe I just looked at it with a different mindset, or maybe I looked at a mindset that was more positive for me, that just sort of helped me, sort of allowed me to carry on, playing the game, which was sort of like, okay, well, I know this is the brand new game. This is made in a brand new engine. They're starting from scratch. This isn't just copy paste and that'll do. They're starting, everything's sort of, from new. Give them time. So if something's not perfect, fine, it's not perfect. I'm not going to be angry about it, because that's just a waste of energy. Me being angry that, the page doesn't work. It's like, okay, that page doesn't work. I just won't use that page until it does. It's fine. There are many, like the bookmarks have basically meant I've got all the things I need. And I found it very playable, and it's obviously now in a state where it is super playable. I think it is a very, very good game. I think everything moves easily. You can find pretty much everything you need to. There's been a couple of times where there'll be like the odd page that I didn't realize I didn't know where it was on this new setup until it came to a very specific moment. Like we were talking pre-pod, I was like, how do you find out who's in charge? Where do you find your chairperson? Where's that on the list? Took a little bit of time. I did offline. I've been playing Mad's new database. And one thing I love, obviously, when he releases his database, is waiting for that regen mod that Teeny's made, is looking through youth intakes and seeing, okay, are there any players that I recognize? And obviously, on the old ones, you just go to the World Transfers youth intake, and it's super easy and straightforward. It took me about 15 minutes to find on this new skin. It's basically the same place. It just wasn't labeled as clearly as it was before. But other than a couple of tiny things, you're very right. It's a 7 out of 10 game. I think it's the state that the game is in now. I'm very optimistic with the game moving forward. Like when we get to 27, 28, I feel like this will be a, touch wood that nothing goes wrong in between. This will be a very, very good game, and we'll have a great experience playing it. But it's at this point now for me, it really is. It's like, we're going to get into like things that we'd improve and stuff. We're talking tiny things, really, really small things to just make it kind of neater. And that would be it, really. But in general, yeah, I've been having a blast. I've been having a blast since Bryson. I really have. Like as soon as we got to, but I also think that that's down to the fact that on 24 I'd played so much of it, I just needed the change. I needed something different. So if this game had been like really bad, super slow moving forward, I'd been like, it's great. I just don't have to look at FM24 anymore. I'm happy to be in a game that just is different looking. Yeah.
No, which is fair enough, and I think that's a valid point as well. I think there was a lot of. I mean, we talked. You see, 500 and something hours into 26. How many did you clock in on the end on 24, D?
So, so my playtime on Steam is 2,813 hours.
That's a lot of hours. That's a
It is a
lot.
lot of hours.
2006 was a lot, but 2,800. I didn't.
But that is,
another 800 hours in.
But that's all on stream as well, basically. Bar probably, you could probably take off maybe 100 hours, which was me offline doing transfers, maybe a little bit more and stuff like that, because I'd always fast forward in between seasons. But yeah, it's like that was all live, so it's not it's not like I had like 5 different saves going on. I had my big stream save, but I also had a fun little save on the side. I actually want to start offline saves in this game,
Yeah, absolutely.
because I'm not sick of it yet.
Give it time, darling. Give it time.
Oh yeah.
No, I think you've made a lot of eloquent points, D. I think if the state of the game now, if this is the benchmark for next instalments of FM, I think we're on to a winner. I absolutely do. I think we're all, we've mentioned some of the things that, we said we're going to talk improvements. We're going to talk to things that we would like to see moving forwards. And I know full well that just from my perspective, there's a couple of things that I've had a little think about that if they are introduced into the game, I'm going to be delighted with what comes next. Obviously, as I listen to this podcast week in, week out, they're on the Patreon. God bless them.
Yeah.
So you would imagine that they're going to be listening to this with a notepad and pen, going, right, okay, yeah, okay, we'll get that in. That's not a problem. Not a problem at all. We can do that for you. Because again, it's the game is in a state now where I don't think it needs too much for it to be kind of elevated and taken on to next steps. I guess before we start talking about the improvement side of things, like I think it'd be good to probably have a little talk about what we actually are really enjoying about FM26. Because there are so many positives about the game now. I think that it's probably worth mentioning. I will start. Somebody asked me earlier this week, why aren't you using a skin? Because they've started to be released now. The modding community is starting, their skins are out now. There's, as you mentioned, the Mads retro databases, Teeny's new gen mods. They're all starting to be introduced and available to the wider platform. But I really like this year's UI. I've been having a really nice time with it. I think I'm probably in a minority there, because I think it's one of the things that a lot of early doors people were very critical of. I think in hindsight that was down to the fact that it was change. Sidebar's gone, which was a big thing for people. But when it comes to navigating my way around my day-to-day FM experience, like you say, you got the bookmarks. That helps enormously if you need them. But if I need to go and try and find out some information, generally speaking, I know where it is at this point. After 300 plus hours in the game, you would hope that you're going to have a rough idea of how to navigate around those aspects of it. And you mentioned earlier things like, finding out who your owner is and going down that. It's not something you're going to be looking up too often, is it? Every stream start by, right, okay, this is what I've been doing. This is who owns the club. This is the channel. This is the owner. This is the minority. This is the dinner. This is Doris. And for lunch today, to get to the lunch menu, that's a right faff. But generally speaking, I've been having a good time with the UI. Don't get me wrong, I love the work that the modding community does towards the game. Like FM24, we said the SAS skin was the official FMT skin. It was wonderful, absolutely beautiful, worked fantastically. But I'm having a good enough time with this UI. I think FM24, I loaded up a skin as quickly as was humanly possible. Because if you go back and try and play FM24 with the default skin, stinks. Horrible experience. I really did not enjoy it at all. Whereas with this, I'm much happier using the just default UI. I think it does its job quite well. I'm very, very happy with it. Again, I'm aware that I'm in the minority, but I don't have an issue with it. And that's not to poo-poo people like Sass, people like Teeny, like the people who, from the modding community who do wonderful, wonderful, wonderful work. But I'm okay with that, how it is at the moment. Will I switch to a custom skin at some point? Probably, yes. But I don't feel the need to necessarily at the moment. And again, for reasons we could probably get into a little bit later, I suppose. But as it stands, I'm very, very happy with the overall presentation of the game outside of the match engine, which is also really good. But yeah, that's where I am. I like how it looks. It's good times.
I'd be inclined to agree. It's not a bad UI. Again, it's one of those ones. The longer you spend in it, you learn where everything is, and then all of a sudden it's like now. Like I say, bar like a handful of tiny things that you just think, oh, where is that actually? I hadn't needed to look that up since I started playing this game. I now feel like I know where everything is. Everything feels cohesive. And yeah, 100%, like, older FMs, yeah, you'd be getting a skin. But then I don't think I started downloading skins probably until like FM22 or FM21 maybe. Because I was happy in the old UI. And then after a while, it's like, oh, let's freshen up the look of things. Let's just give it a new, nice new shiny thing. And then obviously, like you say, SAS skin comes along and it's super customizable. And you're like, oh, now this is great. Now it takes a very good game to that 10 out of 10 because I can make it exactly how I want it to be in this moment. But yeah, I'm quite content.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think the UI is, and as SI was saying at the time, you need to put the hours into it to work out where everything fits. The use of the bookmarks, which you've already mentioned, is a really good way of getting you to the quick screens that you usually want to get to every single time you load up the game, kind of thing. I think they're really useful, and the general UI, once you've been in it for, I don't think it's taken 100 hours to get used to the UI. I think it's taken 30, which most FM players, like, that's not even a season for most people. So, or maybe one season. Most people put in one season's worth of work. If you put in one season's worth of work into the UI, I think you'll enjoy it. And you say you're in a minority, Rich. I think all three of us are going to say that we like it now. So that's pretty good. And I think that's something that has taken the brunt of a lot of the criticism, rightly or wrongly so. Certainly at the start of the game, I must admit I really struggled with it to find the things that I wanted to find. But now it's second nature. It's the muscle memory's been regained. It's the kind of thing. And I look back at FM24, as you've mentioned. I think I put the skin on close to when it would have been FM25. So it's almost like I refreshed the game after 2 years, after a year, to be a new version of the game for myself. And I think I'm more than happy to put in a year of effort with this UI in order to get what I want out of it. And I think it's good. There's a few tiny things which we'll mention in a bit about it, but yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's not like, I'm trying to think of an example, and I just can't, because it would be so unlikely for like a popular mainstream game to, like, for example, something like a Call of Duty. I mean, I know you can customize your controller setups for console games anyway, but if they was going to say, right, okay, moving forwards, we're literally going to change how you move forwards in the game. You have to shout forwards into the microphone. The left analog stick picks your weapons. The right analog stick fires. You have to rub the touchpad on your PlayStation to reload now. But that's the only way you can play the game moving forward. It would never happen because FPS games are all pretty much set up the same way, aren't they? With a game like Football Manager, in terms of what is actually available to you, the UI is the UI. But for the most part, the information that is available to you via the UI is the same information that was available to you via the UI on FM24, on FM23, on FM22. It's still the same information. It's not like they've completely rebranded everything. It's all still the same stuff is there. Your tactics are still there. Your squad is still there. Like the information about, you can click through, you can find out the information about your players, you can do your contracts. All that, you can go to your scouting, you can go to your tactics screen. You can still do all the same things you could do on pretty much every other FM ever. It's all still available to you. It's just where you're clicking on the screen to access it. And like you say, Steaky, 30 hours with a new UI should be realistically speaking, more than enough. There's not.
Yeah.
If there's stuff that you don't know where it is on the game now, you would argue it's really not that important. Because if you're missing out on something that's so hugely important and detrimental to your experience with the game, after hundreds of hours, it just physically can't be there. If you're like, well, the game's great, but I just can't play a match because I can't figure out how to get to match day. It's like, well, the top right hand corner says go to match day. Like, that's on you.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it's one of those things that's actually a lot smoother than it was made out to be at the start, and they've improved it based on the feedback in certain areas as well. I do still think it lacks a little bit of that artistic flair and character that we got from FM24 in a way of like the personality of your save, like the end of season presentation and that kind of thing that comes up. There's those little things there where that immersion just isn't quite there, but let's think of this as game one of the next generation of Football Manager games, in which case that will come later, and that's the kind of thing that FM27, I imagine, will start to add, and that's why I think I agree with you when I say I'm excited for the future versions of the game, as well as being happy with this one.
Yeah, love that. Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. Completely agree. One of the other things I will say, I still love the match engine. I think the match engine, the visual presentation of Match Day is fantastic. The way the match engine looks, it's just millions of miles away. I raided over to friend of the pod, friend of the people, Benny Cargay the other night. Good old Benny. Benny was playing FM23, I think, at the time. And looking at that match engine compared to this one, I'm like, it looks like it's from decades ago, which to all intents and purposes it kind of was, because the match engine was pretty much the match engine from FM09 onwards. I think 09 was the first 3D year.
I think it's like it's like PS2 up to PS3. I think would be my kind of comparison. It's not like saying, oh, he's playing a PlayStation 1 and we're on a PS5. I don't think it's that steep of a jump, but it's like, oh, you can see the improvement, the work that's gone in. And again, it's one of those things that's only going to get better the more work they do on it and the more they get used to Unity.
Because there was that sort of surprise update to at the start from FM23 to FM24. There was kind of a little bit of a graphical change in that they added a few more shaders and they made the movement a bit more smooth. And they didn't really tell anyone about that. They just kind of did it. And I was like, oh, the game actually looks better between FM23 and FM24. But the jump between FM24 and FM26 with the visuals is night and day, in my opinion. Like I think it's quite a big difference. It still looks like Football Manager, which I think is important. I think if you turned the game engine on and it looked like you were watching a Sky Sports game, I don't think it would have the charm that Football Manager does.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm willing to be proved wrong if someone wants to make the game look like that, but I think FM has a charm.
Yeah,
go on,
absolutely.
Mods. Go on, Mods. Make it look like a photograph for me. Thanks, Kay. Cheers. Easy, right?
Yeah. But no, that's the thing. I mean, I remember having this conversation with friends of mine years ago. A friend of mine, he used to be really, really into the old like the FIFA manager games, because they just used the FIFA from the year before as the match engine, and I've used air quotes for that, audio listeners, because it wasn't a match engine. It was just a simulated game of FIFA, and it was boring. And you set up your team, you set up your starting 11, you set up your formation, and then you just watched a game of FIFA that you weren't even getting to play. And he was like, but it's so much better than FM, or even sort of like an LMA manager, because it looks loads better. I'm like, but A, does it? And B, you could just plug in FIFA and watch the AI play the AI and have the exact same experience, because there was no, you mentioned immersion there was no immersion, there was nothing to it, but it's the match engine just looked more up to date. It looked pretty. I think at the time, in fairness, I think this was still just before the 3D match engine came in on FM. But again, it's at what cost? I love how it looks. I'm really, really happy with how it looks. I don't want it to look like FIFA. I don't want it to look like, people have been going back and they've been modding like the old Pro Evos and that. I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine with where we are. The match day presentation is brilliant. I think the match engine looks really, really nice. Like I said, Steaky, there was that jump kind of from 23 to 24, wasn't there? There was a few new animations, and it ran a bit smoother, and you got a bit excited. It's like, oh, there was a Rabona. We did a Rabona. That was amazing. But that was all there really was to it. It looks so much nicer this year. The big argument for a lot of people was we want better graphics. We want it to look nicer in terms of the presentation of the match engine. And it does now. I don't hear people... It's one of the things I haven't heard any real criticism of from people since the game came out. And that's saying something. Because my goodness gracious me, people have been looking to critique all elements of the game. I don't like the font. I'd have preferred Helvetica, which is fine. But the match engine, everyone's almost begrudgingly in some cases. People are going, "All right, yeah, fair enough. It looks really nice, doesn't it?"
Yeah,
but
it does. The only kind of it's not even negative, and the kind of neutral view of it, I think, is Jeb's view. He thinks it looks all right, if I remember correctly. He thinks it looks okay in the match engine, which is like the biggest insult I've heard, which isn't that much of an insult as it really is. It's fine. It looks all right.
Jeb and his high standards.
One thing that I would actually put this in a positive. I think the match engine is harder to predict now. Something I noticed we're talking within like a season or two on 24. I felt like I knew how every highlight was ending. After a while, literally, it would be one of those. It would be one of those where you're on stream, you're watching a game, and as soon as something happens, you'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna take it down the wing and cross it in here and score with our head." Yep, happened exactly as I said it. 3 seconds later, highlight. Oh, they've got the ball. Now we'll close this down and get a second. Oh, look at that! It happened, and it's just like you just be able to call it because I don't know. Maybe it was just the years of seeing the same thing. You kind of learn every pattern, but this one at the moment, it's a lot more unpredictable. There are I almost feel yourself sort of going, "Oh my god, they're going to score here," and then they miss, and you're like, "Oh, they didn't score." On last year, they would have scored that.
Yeah.
What's going on? So they've at least made a little bit of an effort to kind of make it a bit more unpredictable, which I do appreciate because it keeps me engaged with every highlight.
Yeah.
Instead of zoning out 100% and sort of going, "Oh, well, whatever, just leave it to it."
Yeah, totally. It comes back to that thing, doesn't it? Some people manage the football club, some people play the match engine. And as you say, FM24 wasn't it you knew the formula of a highlight, you knew what was going to happen. I'm still being surprised by the match engine now. My dream on every football manager ever is I want to see a replication of the was it Dejan Stankovic used to play for Inter in the midfield?
Yeah,
and it was he did the volley, didn't he, from near the halfway line, in the Champions? Incredible, absolutely incredible. I crave moments like that in games like Football Manager. Whenever I see, even if it's my goalkeeper, if we're attacking and it comes all the way back, if the keeper just he's 25, 30 yards out with the ball at his feet, I want him to miss kick. I want him to miss kick the pass, and for it to fall to somebody, and just have a dig from the halfway. That's what I want to see it. It happened to me today. My fullback lost the ball. I was playing, I think it was Chelsea. It was the first leg of the Champions League semis, and my fullback got tackled on the flank, 45 yards out. And I think it was Cole Palmer just had a dig from 45 yards because my keeper was off his line. As is tradition with my goalkeeper in that situation, he just fell over. He didn't even try that. He just went, and hoped for the best. Unfortunately, they missed. But when it happened, I was nervous because the game was important. But at the same time, internally, I was giddy. I was like, that was amazing. That's what I want to happen in that situation. I want to see speculative efforts from distance in the right scenarios. And I just don't remember seeing really anything like that on 24 or previous. There might have been.
I'd seen it once, and it was in, and I think it was actually in one of your. I think it was when you went to revisit Scandi Triple Crown. I think it happened once. In that there was a player for you that had a shot. Probably wasn't like halfway, but it was quite far out. Again, there was like a little fumble, and I think I remember you going, shoot, and then he eventually hits it, and it was like maybe 40 odd yards out, but it was Yeah, that's the. I think that is the only time I've ever seen it. I have never seen, just like I've never seen that exactly how you described it. Like clearance from the was it Neuer that cleared it? Like a clearance.
Yeah, because it was against Bayern, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, clear from Neuer, and then go straight to a player, and then just then have it back, smash, and then in the goal. It would be like that. That would be scenes if that happened. That in FM, but yeah, we don't get those kind of. I guess because they are such anomalies, aren't they? You don't see it all the time in world football, but it would be fun if there was just you get one per every 10 seasons. You get one, you know.
Yeah, I do think that is the case with FM26 a little bit though. You get something along this line. It might not necessarily be an unbelievable goal, but remember last week I was talking about a 3-3 draw where every time I scored, the other team then scored, and it was very frustrating. The first goal in that game, my defender, and I've sent this clip to Dan and Callum. My defender is running out towards the left wing. He's 45 yards from goal, and he gets lightly pressured, but there's no real passing options. And so he turns and boots the ball back to the goalkeeper, and it curls around my goalkeeper and goes in my own net in the run-in for the league title. And I basically threw my hands up in the air and walked out of the room. But that kind of thing should happen because it does in football. Goalkeepers fall over. Defenders accidentally boot the ball in their own net. There was the goal the other day where the cross comes in. I think it's Thierry Small or someone like that tries to clear it that way, and it comes off the wrong side of his foot boot and goes in his goal the other way. He just like slices across the ball and kicks it in his own net under no pressure whatsoever. That kind of thing happens in football. And when those little things occur in Football Manager, we should celebrate them. And they are starting to, I think. I think you're starting to see a few of them.
You can't be... That's the thing. You almost... And it's easy to say now. In the moment, you'd probably be quite angry. But with the benefit of hindsight, you can say, these things do happen. You can't be that cross because it's... Think about the... have you both seen the Forest's equaliser against Porto the other night? Because that's
I've heard things.
That is exactly what happened. Porto's right back, under very little pressure, it was something like a 50-yard back pass that just went in. And bless him, he's got his shirt in his mouth. He's just waiting for the ground just to swallow him up. But that happened in a major European quarter-final.
Do these players watch like Romain Sawyer's compilations before they get into these big games? Why like, they're
just watching. They're just watching some form of own goals and gaffes compilation. Like that's. It's like, should we be talking tactics?
Chris Brass boot it into his own face. It's like, it's great.
Exactly. Exactly. Right, we're going to put this Nick Hancock tape on. So I don't want to watch it again. It's just Danny Baker heading his hands on the cover. But that's the thing. It happens. It's real. And when that's replicated in FM, it's meant to be a replication of a real football experience. So I think it's great when it happens. And the fact that it exists, I've experienced it today firsthand. These things exist within this match engine. And that makes me quite happy. I do enjoy that a lot. Match engine, I'm quite taken with. I suppose that we should probably talk about the flip side of the coin, I suppose, fellas, because as we've all said, we generally speaking, we're all happy with where the game is, but we've also talked about improvements that we would like to see. There's going to be bits and pieces under the hood, whatever it may be, that I think it would be good to see. Steaky, you've already mentioned immersion, and that for me, I think is that would be the next big thing for me. That, again, one of the more recent criticisms I've seen from people, maybe and I hate to say it because it makes it almost sounds gatekeepery, but from almost the more casual Football Manager player, the people out there that are going to maybe sink in 200-300 hours over the course of a game cycle, which is still a lot of hours to spend on a video game, which is amazing. But, these aren't the people that are going to be chucking in thousands and thousands of hours every year. Immersion to me seems to be one of the things that people are still talking about in terms of one of the issues they're having with FM. I think for me there's a couple of quite easy fixes there almost, or things that for me would really bring it back into focus. And one of those things would be, do you remember the Leagues in Focus page from FM24? I love Leads in Focus.
I'd love you like setting up and choosing all the divisions I wanted to see.
Yeah. get it all up there, because then you feel more connected to the wider world of football, not just the league or the country that you're managing in. That, for me, would be massive. If we can get something like that back in FM27, I would be delighted. Because it's not just about, for me, it's not just about the story of my progression, my clubs, my players. It's also about what's going on elsewhere in the world. And I think that's brilliant. Really, really good bit of fun. Steaky, we were talking last week, obviously, about your Holston save. And, you've got that, the coveted Steam achievement that I'm obsessed with at the moment, which is the +5 XG over the course of one game. I just can't crack it, and I'm desperate to, because it's loads of fun. I remember, because I remember a German Cup game from one of my saves on FM23, I think it was. Bayern got knocked out in their first round. They lost 1-0 to a team from, I don't think they had properly, I think half their team was greyed out. So they weren't in the database.
Wow.
Like, proper non-league. They lost 1-0, and I was going through it. Popped up in the thing, Bayern knocked out of the DF Pokal early doors by these minnows. And I was like going through the match reports, and I was like, Bayern had like 39 shots, like 27 on target, and they conceded from like the opposition's only corner in like the 89th minute. And I was like, that is incredible. And I was so happy, and I was so invested just in that little story, because that information was just there, and it was available via Leagues in Focus. I was like, what a cool little what a cool little segue, what a cool little tangent to go tiptoeing down 5-10 minutes and have a look at that. Going through the Bayern team, I was like, Christ, this is mostly the first. Like this, a lot of these players are like starting 11, and they've been done by the the German equivalent of Dog and Duck FC. It's fantastic, and that's what gets me really invested in a save. It's not just what's happening with me; it's that wider world. And the information is there, as we've talked about. It's a few extra clicks away, but just having that one page, click on that, Leagues in Focus, like you say, Dee, set it up how you want. You can see the leagues, you can see the clubs you're interested in, and just being able to soak all that in, it, for me, massively improves my investment in what's going on in the wider spectrum of the save, which I think is great for Football Manager. It's what Football Manager players like, isn't it?
Yeah, every Football Manager player wants to know what's happening in their world, in their universe, that they've not created, but they've been involved in how it's flowed and how you kind of impact the rest of world football, or don't in certain cases. Like the other day, I thought, I wonder what Harry Kane's doing now in my save, and so I looked him up. I didn't know that he had transferred to Liverpool, transferred to Newcastle, and then retired. It didn't come up. That's Harry Kane, one of the biggest players in world football, and it's not something that's appeared within my vision on the save. And the Leagues in Focus and similar pages to do with transfers, like the transfer deadline day stuff that's gone now, that kind of thing would have come to my attention. And you kind of think, oh, that's interesting. Harry Kane's gone to Newcastle. That's an interesting transfer. Yeah. You're kind of missing that a little bit. And I think it's not just a page like the Leagues in Focus. I think it's some of the links on, and this is my small gripe with the UI, is that not every link that looks clickable is clickable. For example, on the club site page, for example, you've got your fixture schedule there. It looks like I can click on Monaco and Bayern Munich. I cannot. Sometimes that's how I get to things. That's how I kind of think of things when I'm playing through the game. I'll click on something. I'll see that the top goal scorer is this person in the Bundesliga, and then I'll click on them and go through their profile, and then I'll see where they've been, and I'll be like, oh, well, I'll go and click on what clubs they used to play for and how much they were sold for, and I just kind of go on a little bit of a story tangent as kind of break up in between the weeks. And I think that's part of the criticism of the game feeling like you just click to the next match every time, is that you don't go on these tangents as much anymore because the links through the game aren't there. And not only are they not there, they're kind of phantom there. So you get the white box, and you can hover your mouse over it. It looks like a button, and all it is you're hovering over it so that their name can then be displayed. And that's not a button, and you can't click it. And that, I think, is such an easy thing to do. Just make every time a player is mentioned, make it clickable. Every time a team is mentioned, make it clickable. Every time a league is mentioned, make it clickable. And I think that'll fix a lot of people's immersion issues. I think it's such an easy one to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, seems like a winner.
Yeah.
Again, it's just ease of navigation. Make that easy for people. And again, it does, even if you haven't got the direct, go back to, like Leagues and Focus, even if that's not there, if when you see that notification, that news story pop up, you can just click directly on that. You can still navigate your own way there, can't you? That would make it a lot easier. I like that, Steak. I like that a lot. I hadn't considered that, but now you've said it, I'm furious about it. really cross.
Once you notice it. The game's unplayable. It's a 4 out of 10 at best.
Yeah. Burn the whole thing down. We're rebranding the pod, boys. Deebles. Deebles.
Yes, dear.
What would you like to maybe have a little tweak of? Maybe a little fix? What's missing for you that would take this to the next level?
One tiny thing, which I think is like they're doing with hotfixes, it's tiny. This is just a tidbit thing, but just lining up some of the boxes a little bit better. Like while we were chatting, I was sort of having a bit of a look through just the division I'm in, just to sort of look at the tabs. And if I go onto it, it's like you see the option that there's a little button called clubs in the bottom right hand corner. I was like, I've not actually clicked on that yet. I'm just going to click on it, and I can see in there it tells you how many season tickets each club has sold. But they're not aligned well, or at least on the one I'm looking at. So everything's over by about, I don't know, 50 pixels or something like that. It just needs shunting to the left, and then it'll be viewable, and that's nice. So it's little things like that line up. But the biggest thing for me, and I feel like I've said it so many times now, that I feel like if they're not listening to us, they need to start listening to us. And this is a really important thing that I think they need to bring in. Can they please add a filter to the Job Centre page? Can they please add a filter to the Job Centre page? Like every single previous Job Centre, you've been able to just show available. Really helpful if you're only interested in seeing the available jobs. Now, I know that they put them at the top, but it'd be easy instead of, having that, you could have that there. It'd be nice if it was, just have like available jobs, insecure, secure, like all the various degrees that there are. So, because I don't need to look at the teams that are untouchable or secure. I need to see the insecure, very insecure, and available. They're the ones that matter, especially when you're doing a journeyman, because, I don't need to scroll down a little bit and know that, great, all of the Premier League are fine. Literally, I scroll down. The first thing after my insecures is the entire Premier League in order, and it says they're all stable, by the way. It's like, I don't want that information. Great. I want to know which ones are insecure. Tell me which ones I can take over if I need to. That is the only thing that really jumps out to me, because it just means that it just means navigating that page just becomes so much easier. And I know a few people have maybe said on the Job Centre page that there's, or the managerial vacancies as it's called now, that there's a lot of dead space on the page, and I wouldn't argue with that. I think there's a layout thing that they could do maybe a bit better. There's obviously like the 4 tabs that you can click on, and it tells you all the various things at the club matter. I don't think they need to maybe be tabs. They could just be all on there. You could probably fit that all on there. But yeah, just put a filter on it, man. I just want to just take it from being a list of like 800 teams down to like 12. That's all that matters. That's the only thing that you really look for when you're doing a journeyman save.
Oh.
But it's
absolutely, it's valid. It's very valid. I mean, I haven't experienced the same frustrations with it because I haven't had to use it that often because I'm so bloody good at Football Manager. No, but it's true though. It is true.
I'm just moving around a lot because I'm winning everywhere.
Yeah, life is hell.
It's awful.
I know. We're here for you, buddy. That's what the T stands for in the pod. For now. Again, none of these things. There's not a huge amount that we've mentioned so far tonight that would be, rebuilding from the ground up. We're not asking for auditors to come around and as it turns out, actually, FM26 has got subsidence, so we're going to have to back to brick and rebuild it again. It's all little bits and pieces, isn't it? There's nothing massive. The one thing that's dawned on me as we've been chatting, because we mentioned it earlier, or I brought it up and I said we'll talk about it later. One thing I would like to see myself as well, and I don't understand why they've done it with FM26, but we talked about skins earlier. I don't understand why they have to be installed in a different way to previous FMs. You parked it.
I think it's because they're not supposed to be used.
Is that why? Is it naughty against the law? Is it crime?
I don't think it's crime.
Is it? Are we going to jail?
Yeah, Steaky, come in close. I don't think it's crimes. I just think because Sports Interactive have said, "Oh, there won't be skinning," and obviously some very helpful people have gone, we're gonna do it anyway, and much love to them all. I just think the only reason that it's a different installation is because it's not the traditional way that Sports Interactive want you to do it.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough then.
But your point still stands, and I think we can back up now, Steaky. You've got very close.
I'm doubling down. He's even further away now.
Can you split the difference? That's better.
I'm going to get even closer for a second. Pretend I've got Steaky's Zoom capabilities. I don't.
I can't move the cupboard. I'm just going to go underneath the desk.
Okay.
For a bit. Okay. Well, you guys. Well, I'm just going to go on. I'm just going to go down here for a second.
Have a nice time, buddy. I take it all back. Then it's crying.
Down here.
He's going to appear from above me in my full screen. He's just going to fall from the ceiling.
Just two little legs through the ceiling. Amazing. All right, take it all back then. Yeah.
I've got you, Dan. I've got you.
Right. I think this is important. We are now opening Rich D-Boy and Steak. Rich D-Boy Steak Jeb. Attorneys at law. We will fight. We will go to court.
Dun dun.
He's really getting the most out of the Zoom feature. I'm so happy. We will take you to court, and we will win on your behalf. Now, I will be doing it in the style of some form of like Southern, like American, from the deep south.
Oh, it's the only way to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
See here now.
Now, my client, he was not aware. Just dabbing myself around the neck because it's very hot in court. He was not aware that skinning Football Manager 26 was a crime. He's just trying to help his community. And then everyone gets the death sentence because I've done such a bad job. The end. Good.
Classic comedy.
Classic. Just facts. Just facts. Just visiting the boys on death row, just apologising. Still in character. I'm so sorry, gentlemen. I tried my very best. But the jury, they had it out for me from day one. I think I've turned into Dusty Rhodes. Don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
Definitely got camper as you went on.
It did, but as is the legal system stake. It's not for us to comment. It's just the game's the game, and we've got to play it the way it needs to be played. Speaking of games, Football Manager is quite good. We quite like it. Skinning.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, there we go. So aside from that gripe, I'm happy. Like we said, I'm happy. The bugs. This was a fun one. I had a brand new bug the other day that I've not seen on FM26. I was playing a game of FM26. I was playing, I believe it was Southampton. Sorry, Steaky. And boo them. But this is going to be a roller coaster of emotions for you, Steak, because we scored early. We went 1-up. Hooray! Then they scored. Boo! It was 1-1. I then got a replay. Obviously, we didn't get a replay of our goal, but we got a replay of Southampton's. And then we entered what was being referred to at the time. I think it was, no, I take it all back, Steak. It was Sunderland. The infinite loop of replays. So you could be ambivalent towards the result, Steak. We've got an infinite loop of replays. They kept showing me Sunderland's goal. Replay after replay after replay. If I clicked skip replay, it then cut to a replay of our opening goal. And then if we let that play out, it would then start a replay of Sunderland's goal again. I paused it. I went into the match settings. I turned off replays. Nope. It said you were going to... I think the aggregate score, by the time the only way out of it was the same as the penalty glitch earlier in the game cycle, where it would just freeze on the centre circle at the start of a penalty shootout. The only way out was to instant result. And I instant resulted the score at that time, I think, because of the amount of replays we watched. In theory, I was 6-3 down or 6-2 down because I watched the replay of Sunderland's goal that many times. The game finished 2-2. Completely out of my hands, quite frustratingly. But I hadn't seen that one before. It was like Groundhog Day of goals. That was a fun new one. But again, it's such a weird little one-off. And again, it would be remiss of us to pretend that it doesn't ever happen in any other games ever. Every other game works perfectly. It's just FM that doesn't work sometimes.
Yes.
So little bits and pieces. And I know I know the hot fixes are there to help and to fix. And most people's experience with the game that I've seen so far has been it's significantly more stable than it was 6 months ago.
I've seen a couple of other things. Like Dave, I was chatting with Dave Hull about a few things, and he was saying he had this horrible bug for a while where he couldn't confirm his team selection for the season. It just wouldn't let him click confirm, so he had to come out of the game, reload it, so it would let him confirm it, and all these tiny little things. But I think a lot of those sort of bigger nuisances they've been ironed out. I think overall, there's probably still a few things that we just haven't experienced that other people might have, and they'll be going, "Oh, you haven't had this every time you've played." And it's like, no, I haven't. But it feels like it is very much. Yeah, on the better side of good.
Yeah, the one I see quite a lot is the one that says hashtag player name _1 has done this. And you're like, that happened on FM24 and FM23 and FM22. It's just a lookup wizard going wrong within the database. It's just missing the name of the player and it's gone down the wrong route, which happens in any game, pathing for computers and things like that. But
Exactly.
I think for the most part, they're mostly gone now. I certainly don't experience that many. A few where you have to click a couple of extra times because it's just kind of holding for some reason. Apart from that, I found bugs. And I like you said, Rich, earlier, wasn't someone that experienced that many going into the game at the start. I had one save that I started, played for 4 hours, and then it broke, and I hadn't saved it. My own fault. And lost 4 hours of transfer window in the first game of the season. Inconvenient, but not the end of the world. There has been a couple of people have been here and out who have lost an entire save after a good number of seasons, and my heart goes out to that kind of thing because you've put in a lot of effort to these universes to then lose your save. That's tragically heartbreaking. I hope that doesn't happen to many people at all, but you do hear about it on the grapevine.
No, sure. So, to summarise, gentlemen, if we had to give FM a mid-season review, out of 10, where do we think we are? Steaky, we'll start with you. I know you've mentioned it previously. Just want to see if tonight's chat has swayed you either way by a point, maybe, or two, or three. Who knows?
We've been universally positive, and I did say it was a 7 out of 10, so now I'm going to say it's a 2. No, cool. I think I'm going to stick with a 7. I'm going to stick with a 7. I think that's where it's at right now. There's definitely room for improvement going on with the things that we've mentioned tonight, with the little small changes and the immersion changes and things like that. But it's a very playable game. You can get hundreds of hours in it. 7 out of 10.
Cool. Love that. Dee, where are you on this, bud?
I'd agree. It's 7. Close to 8 out of 10, but it's 7. 7 out of 10. Fix the little annoying things and we're golden. If they fixed all the little things we've spoken about, and obviously there's probably a load of other little bits and bobs, but if they manage to fix them with the hot fixes, I'll be more than content. I'd give it an 8, but it's a 7 right now.
Beautiful. Love that. I'm going to round off the trifecta of 7s. I think it's valid. If we're doing half marks, I'd go 7.5, but we're not, so I won't. That's where I am. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm enjoying myself, which I think is the most important part. I'm having a good time. So yeah, I think
special.
All in all, I think that SI would have bitten hands off for a 7 at this point in the game cycle from some of the louder voices in the community at the start of the game. I think 7 is valid. We take those. What I would love, if there's anybody listening to this, and I know I'm asking a lot, I'm looking for our white whale of a podcast listener. If you're listening to the pod, maybe you're a newer listener, I would love feedback from somebody who plays FM26 and FM26 is their first Football Manager. I would love to hear from somebody who's listening who, especially if you've only picked up the game in the last 2 or 3 months, for example. Like, let's say, maybe you got it for Christmas. Who knows? But somebody who's only has fresh perspective on Football Manager, we'd love to hear from you. If you know somebody, if you're listening to this and go, well, I've played 10,000 hours of Football Manager, but my mate Kev, he's only played it this year and he's only picked it up about a month ago. I would love to get that perspective from somebody who's new.
Kev's played it loads. What are you on about?
Yeah, different. It's a different Kev. Different Kev. You're thinking of a different
Kevs.
one. I know 2 Kevs. Yeah, I know 2 Kevs. But somebody else might know a third. Maybe there is a third Kev out there who's recently started playing Football Manager. I would be interested to get that perspective, because it's not often, especially with a game like Football Manager that has been around for so very long, that you've got somebody who's FM26 is going to be their first ever Football Manager. But I'd love to hear that. That would be really, really cool. So if you know somebody, if you are that somebody, get in touch, get in the comments on YouTube, get on the Discord, tweet us, write us a letter, however you want to communicate with us. If you want to send us, letters just with all the different letters cut out from magazines and newspapers, so it looks like a ransom note, that's fine. Everyone needs a hobby. If I get one of those through the post and it just says it's quite good with letters from Chat magazine, I'm going to be delighted. Absolutely delighted. That would make me very happy. But cool, if that's you, if you know that person, let us know. We'd appreciate it. Lovely stuff. That was a fun chat, boys. I enjoyed that. Now, there's a rumour going around. Deebles. There's a rumour going around that you might have put together a bit of trivia for us, a little bit of fun, a little bit of game.
I can confirm this. I have put together a game for you both. I believe Steaky has a game for you specifically that I can maybe aid as well. So we might be double gaming here.
And you're going to. Oh, we're double gaming, lads. We are double gaming. There's nothing anybody can do about it. It's double game time. We need a game jingle.
Game. Just that.
I really liked it.
Sting. Game.
I really liked it. That was good.
In fact, can I give each of you a note?
Sure.
Sure.
Game. That can be Rich if you can go game.
Game.
Steaky, can you go game? Game.
Yay.
Perfect.
Sign up to the Patreon. More of that there, people.
Yes.
We did say last week that we wanted more harmonies.
We literally said last week we wanted more harmonies on the podcast. And the competent musician has arrived and he has delivered.
I have delivered. And I've got a quiz for you, chaps. I say a quiz. It is a sort of a trivia off. You can work as a team. You can choose how. If you want to work as a team, there'll be a time limit. If you want to work against each other, then there'll be you're allowed to get 2 wrong, and then if you get a third one, you're out. Sort of vibe, like we typically do with a quiz. Decide that first.
Steaky, would you like to be best friends and teammates?
No.
Cool. Let's do it. Steaky's dead to me. Hold on. I had something for this. Bear with me. He's gone. Right. It's just me and you on the podcast. All right, Steaky's back. I win. Thanos him.
Okay. So if you're against each other, this is the quiz. And I will give the audience a little bit of context for this. The data for this was not easily available, so I had to compile it. It took me about 6 hours. It is what it is, but it's all for the benefit of quiz. And I'll give you some little fun facts at the end of it. Can I ask you though, chaps, what to you is the best score line in football? What's the best score line? Like if you saw a team win by X amount of goals, what would make you think that must have been a hell of a game?
5-3.
Okay.
That's not what you wanted me to say.
It doesn't matter. Rich?
I like a 4-goal margin. I think a 4-goal margin is
Interesting.
brilliant.
I like a 5-goal margin.
Do
Now,
you?
I do. I think if a team wins by 5 goals, they have battered that team. They have decimated them. They've humiliated them. Realistically, they should be getting like a Facebook apology and a Moonpig card. That's the rules, okay, for the 5-0 loss. So I went back through every Premier League season and worked out how many teams had won games by 5 or more goals.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's great being single. 255 football matches have had a goal line of 5+ goal difference in favour of the winning team. There are 37 teams that have done this in the Premier League. Your job is to name them all. Or as many as you can until you get knocked out.
Can I
Okay.
go first, please?
And I'll
'Cause
give you
I
a little
really
fun
want to
tidbits
say one.
as we go along. Steaky, of course you're welcome to go first.
Can I
for it.
say Southampton for the multiple times they've conceded 9?
Well, that's the team that's lost by things. I need a team
in
that's
which
won
case,
stuff.
it was
But if you're going
Manchester
for South-
United, they
if you're
beat
going for,
Southampton.
well, if you want to go Southampton as your answer, you go Man United. Man United, yes. Man United have won several games by that scoreline. Just to give you the running total, they have won 27 games with a 5-goal margin, and their aggregate score is 167. So that's great. Rich, over to you. Can you name a team that's done this thing?
I can and I will, Dee. I can and I will. I'm going to say Aston Villa Football Club, Dee.
Aston Villa, lovely shout. Lovely shout. Yes, they have absolutely done it. Aston Villa, they have won 8 games
Okay.
with a 5+ goal difference. 47-5, the goal difference there. Back to you, Staples.
Liverpool.
Liverpool. They're second on the list with an almighty 33 games. Goal difference 180 goals to 5.
Goodness.
Back to you, Rich.
By default, Arsenal.
Arsenal. It's a good shout. It is correct. Arsenal have won 28 games with that, 154 goals to 6.
Nice.
Back to you, Staples. You're doing very well so
I'm
far.
going to say my lovely own club, Portsmouth. I believe we beat Leeds 6-1.
Portsmouth, they have absolutely done it. They did have one game where they won 6-1, and you have nailed it. It was against Leeds. Right, back to you, Richard.
No bonus points. Okay, I could go for one that I definitely know is correct, or I could go for one that I would assume is correct because longevity in money. I'm going to go longevity in money. I'm going to say Chelsea.
Chelsea are third on the list, aren't they just? Yes, they are. 28 games they've won by that margin as well, with a goal difference of 164 to 7. Their most in one season, the 2009-2010 season, they did 6 games where they won by a goal difference of 5 or more goals, including an 8-0 and a 7-0.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Good lord.
What a team.
It's lovely stuff. Staples.
Same vein, money, league position, Manchester City.
You have got the number 1 spot with a whopping 42 games, a goal difference of 228 to 10. They have done this 17 seasons in a row. They have won by 5 goals or more. The most they've done in a season is 7. Absolute decimation of teams they've done. And fair enough, Back to you, Rich.
I'm going to say, I'm now going to go for one of the clubs that I know has done it because my club were on the receiving end. It was Newcastle United, and I vividly remember losing by at least 7 or 8 to them, and one of my cousins coming in and tapping me on the shoulder and updating me every time Newcastle scored. So I'm going to say Newcastle United.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was an 8-0 loss. They've done it 10 times. They've done it 10 times in their Premier League career, which is pretty spicy. Steaky.
Let's go for longevity and say West Ham United.
West Ham, yeah. They absolutely have done it. Let me change the colour of it. They have done it on 4 separate occasions. 21-0, their aggregate score.
Oh,
Very
good.
nice, them. All before 2008 as well. They haven't
Yeah, I
done
was
it
going to
since.
say,
Yeah.
it's not been long.
It's been a hot minute. What are you thinking, Rich?
Again, I'm going to go longevity. I'm going to go. My current boys, Everton.
Everton, they are in 10th place. They have done it 6 separate occasions, the last time being in 2007-2008.
Nice.
Let's go for one of the newer boys and say Brighton.
It's so funny you were saying that because I was looking at Brighton when you said that. Yes, they have done it twice. They've done it twice. Once against Wolves, Gammon, and once against Sheffield United.
Good.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do that. Gammon. Good. Back to you, Rich.
I'm going to go for, I think, one of the other clubs that did it to the Wednesday. I'm going to say Blackburn Rovers.
Blackburn Rovers. That is an interesting shout. They did, yeah. They absolutely did.
Good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make that up.
No.
I wouldn't upset
we lost by
myself like
20
that.
goals, we did.
Yeah.
They've done it 5 times. All in the early years. Pretty much since considering that they've not been in the Premier League for an incredibly long time.
Yeah. That
yeah.
would make sense.
There we go.
Did you say Blackburn, sorry?
I said Blackburn.
Did you say
Yes.
Blackburn, yeah.
Blackburn.
Going along the lines of former Premier League champions and future 26-27 League One team, Leicester City, please.
Yes, Leicester City certainly have done it. They have done it sometimes. 3 times.
An amount.
And obviously, the highest scoring one was the 9-0 against Southampton. We'll talk about them towards the end of the quiz. Back to you, Rich.
Have we had?
Whether you've made yourself cough.
I did.
Who
Have we had Spurs yet?
No.
Oh, I'd like to say Spurs then, please.
That'd be a very good thing to say. They are 6th in the list. 14 matches they've accrued this sort of scoreline. 80 goals to 6.
Hurrah.
That's a goal difference. You're doing very well, lads.
I potentially could lose one here, but I have a funny feeling they did quite well when they scored quite a lot of goals a couple of seasons ago. Nottingham Forest?
Forest have certainly done it.
Good.
However, they've only done it twice. Once was last season. They won 7-0 against Brighton. The previous attempt was in 1994-95 season, where they beat a team 7-1. I don't want to say it's Rich's team. They beat Sheffield Wednesday. Sorry, buddy.
It is what it is. It is what it is. We are nothing if not consistent. Just not consistently good. Okie dokie. I'm going to go out on a limb. Again, I feel like, because all the obvious ones we've done the stereotypical big 6. I've gone for the ones that I definitely know the answer is correct. I feel like Middlesbrough are a shout.
Middlesbrough?
Middlesbrough?
Yes, Middlesbrough have done it. They've also done it twice.
Only twice. Okay.
Only twice. Washed. Rubbish team. Terrible goalkeeper. Steaky.
Speaking of washed rubbish teams, Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Oh, I like it. We have our first. Wolves have never won by a 5+ goal difference.
Interesting. They've been in the league quite a long time.
I can tell you
Up and
that
down.
they've been on the receiving end of quite a few, which obviously pleases me to no end. It's happened to them 5 times.
Okay.
Wamp.
Okay. I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to go down the road of clubs that may have been up and down a little bit, because I think the long-term consistent Premier League teams have now departed. Have Brighton ever done it? Because they've been a Premier League mainstay for a little while now.
Steaky already said
Steaky,
Brighton.
Steaky had Brighton. I did, of course you did. You had Brighton. I've gone Bournemouth yet. Steaky, did you go Bournemouth?
No,
I
that
feel like
wasn't
Bournemouth.
my next one.
I feel like Bournemouth have been around long enough to maybe have snuck one in there at some point. I couldn't tell you when it was or who they did it against, but it feels appropriate.
Luckily for you, I can tell you when it was. They have done it 3 times. Last season against Forest, they beat them 5-0. And then a few seasons back, they had a big win against Hull and another win against Brighton.
Lovely.
Enough like playing Brighton, it seems.
Love it.
Let's go with the team that Pompey did it against, because I feel like they used to be good earlier in the Premier League eras, and say Leeds United.
You are bang on. Leeds were the team joint 10th on this list. They have done it 6 times. And it pains me to say the last one that they did was 5-0 against West Brom. Which was the game where Romain Sawyers did the own goal. Call back. Move on.
Circle.
There it is. All right, I'm going to take a punt on Sunderland.
Sunderland. Oh, correct. You are correct with a Sunderland. Sunderland have only ever done it once.
Goodness.
In the 99-2000 season, they beat Derby 5-0. Very good guess.
Puts me in a bit of a position now, because all the teams I'm thinking of now are teams that have historically been quite close to relegation and probably haven't done it many times, if any. I am going to go out on a limb and hope that Dan really wanted me to say West Brom, and they did it twice or something. Please, West Brom?
Stay,
Come
come here.
Wait, wait.
Come here as well.
Come on.
You know that my football team are dreadful at football. Why would you do this?
You're in the Prem for quite a long time.
We've never done anything of merit, ever. We've had some big score lines. You're not wrong. West Brom have been involved in some big score lines. The 5-5 against Fergie, the 5-1 at the Molineux. Lovely stuff. But we have never won a game 5-0. In the Premier League, we've absolutely done it in the Championship, but Premier League, it has never happened for us. One day, I can only dream to make it part of this illustrious list. But I believe that's your second. It
is.
It's back to you, Rich.
Okay, I'm going. Again, because I think early Premier League years they were quite good. I'm going to go for now. I have to use their full official title. Frank Lampard's Coventry City.
Frank Lampard's Coventry City have done it once. You are correct.
I doubt it was Frank Lampard at the time.
Lampard was
No.
probably not involved, no.
No, he wasn't
Or
even at the
alive.
game. It was a 5-0 win against Newcastle.
Oh, there we go.
Back to you, Staples.
Oh,
Gotta be careful
here
now.
it comes. Yeah,
You gotta be
last
careful
chance.
now.
Got to get this right. Or let's go out with a bang. Let's say Brentford.
Brentford are correct. They got their first one last season against Southampton.
Yes, come on, Brentford. Didn't everyone do it last season?
Most
great
people
standard.
did. Again, fun fact about that later. Back to you, Rich.
Okay, so I'm torn now between a couple of clubs. Again, in terms of longevity and in terms of Premier League seasons, surely Fulham have done it at least once. Surely Fulham.
Fulham have done it on 7
Yes, they
separate
have.
occasions,
Yes, they have.
including 2 seasons where they did it twice.
What? That's gratuitous. Fulham. Totally
38-1.
Have a word.
Wow.
Goodness gracious me.
They were the only surprising big team for me.
Steaky, just before you take your next turn, can I just take a second to say, Dee, this is wonderful. I'm delighted with this. Thank you very much for doing this. This is lovely.
It is packed with stats.
Love it.
I'm loving it. Yeah, me too. Except for the fact that I'm about to lose.
You might not be, because you're
that
about to
would be
say
sad.
a really good team, which is...
A really good team.
Well, not a really good team, maybe, but just a team that's on the list.
Yeah.
Let's just try and go for a team that was in the Barclaysman era, I think. Birmingham City.
But you're going Birmingham?
Not after you've said that. No, I'm not.
You should, because they have done it.
Hooray!
Yes.
Do you want to know who they beat 5-0?
No, I don't. Unless it's Southampton. Is it Southampton?
It's their rivals.
Oh, no, I don't want to know then. Move on.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that, actually, now. Thinking
There
about
you
it.
go. Yeah, sad times. An awful time in the 05-06 season. Rich, you're doing very well, it has to be said, lads.
Thank you. How many have we got left? Because I feel like we've been doing brilliantly. Is it possible to have a quick roundup?
There are 14 left.
14 left. Okay.
You're doing really well.
I'm doing a lot better than I thought, on a personal level, better than I thought I was going to. A lot of these are guesses now, but it's just a gut feeling. I'm going to say Stoke.
Stoke is correct. They have done it once. They beat Liverpool 6-1.
In Steven Gerrard's last ever
It
game,
was,
I believe.
yeah.
Was it that?
Which should
Wow.
have been, yeah.
Because
There
they
we
let
go.
him score the goal, basically, didn't they?
They did, yeah. It was
Which was-
6-0, and they just let him wander through. Bang
A
in.
sympathy
Yeah.
goal for Stephen. What an end to an illustrious Liverpool career. Wow.
Yeah.
Robert Huth just going, oh, God,
Yeah.
mate, have a go.
Daniel Sturridge's favourite ever one-club player, Steven Gerrard, who famously definitely only played for one club during his career. Definitely didn't move to LA Galaxy after he left Liverpool. Consolation goal against Stoke during his last game. Good. Sozjeb, love you.
Right.
There's not many clubs that have spent long time. Let's go for JJ Okocha's Bolton Wanderers.
That's a great shout. That's a great shout, Steak. I
It
love
is a
that.
very good shout. They have done it twice. 2 5-0ers, one against Leicester, the other against Stoke. Really solid call from you there, buddy.
Just pinged into my head the last minute. I was like, oh, Bolton. Bolton were in the league for a good time.
Go on, Rich.
Right, I'm torn between two.
Can you say both so I can have the other one if you don't get it? Yeah, cheers.
Do you know what? This is textbook me, just not backing myself in general. Surely the Wednesday are on there. I know we've been on the receiving end of a lot, but
I saw Dan smirk, Rich.
The thing is, you have been on the receiving end of a lot of them. But do you know what you've also done?
Have
You've
we
dished
dealt
them
out?
out.
We've
You've
dished them
dished them
out as
out
well.
as and when needed. You've done it thrice. Thrice times. Once against West Ham and Ipswich, both in the same season. And then 5-0 against Bolton.
that'll show him. Have some of
Okay.
that Bolton.
Yeah. Now he's laughing.
Yeah. Me in League One next season
Both of you in League One.
with Bolton.
with Bolton. We'll bring it up, don't you worry. We'll bring it up.
Go on, Steaky.
I'm thinking between two, like Rich as well, whether to go with a skillful one club, a player that played for one club and was very skillful, like JJ Okocha, or going a team that was there a little bit longer. Oh, you might risk the team. I'm gonna say QPR.
You were going along the lines of Adult Rapt, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. He must have scored a hat trick in a game, and something happened.
Do you know what? He probably did score a hat trick in a game. I can tell you they've been the receiving end of 3 of these. But they have never dished one out. They have never
Well
dished
done,
one
Rich.
out.
Rich wins a quiz.
You guys did really well. Would you like to know the other teams that are on this list?
Can I have a guess?
Before
Can I
you
have a...
say,
Yeah.
the team that I was torn with
Yeah.
choosing was going to be Luton Town.
Luton have never done it.
No, good.
No,
good,
Luton.
Good.
Now, when I said I was torn between two, I then swerved, as is my wont. Hopped on the bus to Tangent Town via Hillsborough. I was torn between Norwich and Burnley, just out of, again, longevity. But Burnley didn't feel like a safe enough bet because were they ever really...
Well, here's the fun thing. Burnley have done it before.
Oh, wow.
They beat Sheffield United 5-0.
Good.
The teams that you were missing, sorry, Steaky, Southampton, they've done it twice. They did it twice in one season and then never again. Crystal Palace have done it twice, both in relatively recent years. And then each of the following have only ever done it once. Hull, Sheffield United, Reading, Burnley, Charlton, Ipswich, Swansea, Wigan, and Wimbledon.
Wimbledon.
Did it back in the day. My favourite things that I found out from this, though, in the 23-24 season, there were 17 matches with a +5 goal difference. Wow. The team that was on the receiving end of the most in one season was Sheffield United. In the 23-24 season, they had 6 games where they shipped 5+ goals. The next team on that list was Derby in their absolutely horrendous season. And the team that have been on the receiving end of the most 5-0+ losses is Southampton. They have experienced it 14 times. Closely followed by Villa and West Ham.
Good.
Wow.
5-0 wins.
Oh, Dee, that was fantastic. I loved that. Thank you for doing. You mentioned when I was streaming the other night that you had an idea and you were doing the research, and
yeah, that's when the idea came to mind.
Thank you.
Do you want to know when I finished it? This morning. And you finished your stream at like what, 10:30?
About that, maybe 11 o'clock-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long night. Worth it.
Absolutely
worth it.
And now I can delete that. Delete all that work. Never look at it again. Yeah.
That was
I'm going to
beautiful.
frame that.
I loved that. Loved every second of it. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Dee. That was a joy. Steaky.
Yes.
There was talk. There was talk of something, I believe.
There was indeed. And I think as a celebration of you winning that quiz, Rich, I'm now going to quiz your knowledge, which I did initially write for last week's podcast, thinking that we wouldn't chat on for 3 hours and have to split the podcast in 2. But it was a lovely time. But we will go for a Sheffield Wednesday-based quiz.
Oh, God.
Which is a mixture of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and the Football 1% Club.
Oh.
So it's Who Wants to Be a Football 1% Club. So basically, it's millionaire-level questions. I'm not giving you multiple choice because, like Millionaire would, I will give you some lifelines.
Okay.
You can ask the host for a hint.
Okay.
You can CVA, since you're Sheffield Wednesday, and like a CVA agreement, you can skip the next question, but the next total will be worth 25 pence on the pound.
Okay.
And then if you get that right, it's back to normal again.
Got you.
So that's just a skip, basically.
Okay.
And finally, if you sing a Sheffield Wednesday chant before the £128,000 mark, I will let you skip the question. Also, you've got a permanent lifeline, which is Dan. I'm not sure how useful he will be in a Sheffield Wednesday-based quiz, but we shall see.
I know everything about the Hooters.
The Hooters,
That's the ones?
yes. The first few questions are going to be dead easy. You should whiz through them, and they will get progressively harder. And monetary value,
It'd be really funny if you get the first question wrong, Rich, just so you know.
If you get the first question wrong, then I will leave the podcast.
Now, just out of print, just for continuity, I want you to know that this book here is being thrown, cast asunder, away from me. So I don't.
It wasn't near you. You went to get it.
Well, I know, but it's just. But normally, The reason I did it, normally it's there behind my base on the radiator, and it's not there at the moment. I didn't want anybody thinking, "Oh, Rich is cheating because he's got a book." So no.
Am I allowed to cheat?
Okay.
As long as it's not Google, yeah, sure. If you've got a book that you can look it up in, go for it.
D. Ask Jeeves. Alta Vista. These both exist.
Loopholes.
I've got a grade book. Will the answer be in there?
I would imagine so.
I'm gonna go with no.
No,
What level of recorder? What certification does Barry Bannon
recorder?
have? Yeah. Grade 8.
That is question 1. No. Right, so first question, £100. What avian appears on the Sheffield Wednesday logo?
It's an owl, Steaky.
It is correct. So we're going to whiz through these first
I like how
ones.
you said that a little nervous.
Yeah, I was just like,
terrified.
he was just like, please let it be an owl.
It's actually a barn owl, so it's not. Just owl in it. Owl's an owl. Owl's an owl.
It's an owl.
Owl's an owl.
Owly owl. £200. What is the name of the stadium that Sheffield Wednesday call their home ground?
Hillsborough.
Correct. £300. In what year was Sheffield Wednesday founded? And if bonus point, I give you an extra £5 if you get the date.
Oh Christ! I'm about to bow out really, really early.
Embarrassingly
Early.
It probably says it on the badge, right? You could use a lifeline.
I think it does, but it feels like it's too early. Hold on. Right. Do me maths. So, when did Chansiri take charge? Because he said he wanted to get Wednesday into the Premier League on was it the centenary?
I doubt it would be the centenary, considering you're one of the original clubs.
We're one of the
in
founding,
the football league.
One of the founding Football League clubs. So it wasn't.
Would you like a hint from the host?
I'd love a hint from the host, Steaky, please. Can it be at least 3 digits of the answer? Ideally, the final 3, because I can fill in the first one afterwards.
I really don't want to do what I'm thinking of for the hint.
Oh no! No! You're better than that.
Yeah, I'm leaving. That's the end of the podcast.
You're better than
See you
that.
later, guys.
That's your hint.
But you know what? Right? Yeah.
He's done the hint. You missed the hint. What were you doing?
No, he's over 40. He won't know.
No, come on.
I will.
Oh, did you do this? Did you do that?
I did do this.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, because that's immediately where my brain went, and then I was like, no, that can't be right because that's far too early. Because I was going to say 1867, and
It is indeed.
Yeah, but in my head I was like, no, that can't be right because that's far too early.
It does sound
that's
early,
frustrating.
doesn't it?
That's frustrating. I've wasted a lifeline on something I actually knew the answer to.
And you've ruined my reputation as a human being. Thanks, Rich. Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
The podcast was doing that to all of us anyway. It's fine.
Yeah.
I've got to double down.
Okay.
So you've got £300. Well done. It's just about. The £500 question. How many times have Wednesday won the FA Cup?
I think I know the answer to this. I'm going to say it out loud. I'm not locking this in, Steaky, but I think it's
Okay.
I think it's 3. I think it's 3. It's been a hot minute since we've won anything. But I think, or am I confusing it with no? It's not league titles. I think we've won 3 FA Cups, Steaky.
Are you looking at it, Rich? Happy to go orange?
I've never been happy, Steak, but just you know what, for the sake of it, go on. Why not? I think it's 3 FA Cups.
Correct. It is 3 FA Cups. The 1895-96 FA Cup, the 1906-07, and the 1934-1935. So it has been a hot minute.
Great year.
90 years.
Great year. Great year for cup competitions, if you ask me. All of
Shall
those.
we make the questions a little bit more up to date with the next one?
Oh, we don't have to. Go on then.
Okay. As of recording,
Sure.
Wednesday have just one win so far this season.
Yes, we
Who
do.
was it against?
It was against Portsmouth Steak.
It was. I thought I'd throw you one back over.
I'm so sorry. I would like to apologise on behalf of Sheffield Wednesday Football Club for just housing you with the under-15s. I'm very sorry.
To be fair, Barry Bannon's goal was worthy of winning a game. It was a nice little 30-yard screamer. So,
Do you remember when Barry Bannon played for Sheffield Wednesday? I remember. Oh, good. Okay.
you've reached your first safety net, though. That is £1,000 ticked off, so you guaranteed £1,000. I don't know
Love that.
in what sense. We'll talk about that later.
Goes into your transfer budget on the network
Yes.
save.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to be a little bit more difficult now. These are questions that I wouldn't know and had to look up.
Oh,
so
good.
they're starting to get a little bit more intense now. Hopefully Dan can help you because I can't help you anymore.
Please
Yeah.
help me.
I'm on it.
The
I know everything.
£2,000 question
Okay.
is, according to Football Manager 2026, who is both Wednesday's all-time league appearance maker and their all-time top goal scorer?
Oh,
I can
God.
tell you how many FM says this person has got. It is 501 games and 199 goals.
Oh, God. This is... Yeah. No.
It's going to be yesteryear stuff, isn't it?
This is
It
very
is-
yes. This is very yesteryear. I should know this. But I don't, and that's the really frustrating thing. I'm racking my brain because recently there've been a lot of graphics, mostly based around players like Barry Bannon and Liam Palmer, who are kind of like flying up the club's all-time appearance makers lists. But I just cannot remember who is at the top of the list. And if I take a punt, I'm not going to get it right. So I'm going to use one of my lifelines, if that's okay, Steaky.
Yeah, so you can either skip the question, and the next question, which is the £4,000 question, will now be worth £1,000.
Yeah.
25p on the pound, or you can sing a Wednesday chant and skip the question.
Okay. Can I sing a Wednesday chant in the style of pretty much everybody at Hillsborough on match day? Where
Please do.
one of our wonderful songs, and I can't go for it like we would on match day because there are sleeping children about 25 feet away in that way.
Of course.
But generally speaking, it go on a match day. It kind of goes. Everyone's in the crowd going. And it's hi ho Sheffield Wednesday everywhere we go. Everyone loses interest after that bit, but it's mainly the hi ho Sheffield Wednesday, which is brilliant, and everyone sings it, and nobody else sings any other lyric to the song, but they were just kind of like in the stands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will we
Cool,
accept a hi ho
perfect.
Sheffield Wednesday? Will we accept a hi ho
That
Sheffield
will.
Wednesday?
Perfection. I loved it, Rich. Wonderful. And
Thank
having been to Hillsborough, that is exactly how it sounds as an away fan. You just
great,
get
Mumble,
from the general
mumble,
crowd, and then
mumble.
yeah, perfect,
Yeah. Good.
perfect. So you can skip that question. I will tell you the answer, just
Please.
to put you out of your own misery. It is a guy called Andrew Wilson.
Oh, I was going to say him. I wasn't in the slightest.
So good skip then, good lifeline.
Yes, thank you.
The £4,000 question, which is now worth £1,000, which would mean you actually lose money if you get it wrong.
Sheffield Wednesday, baby.
Name the former Wednesday manager who started alongside Bobby Moore in the 1966 World Cup final.
The former
What a-
Sheffield
what a
Wednesday
question.
manager who started
alongside
alongside
Bobby
Bobby
Moore
Moore in the
In the
66 final.
66 World Cup final. Yep.
Well, who was part of that? So that team, it wasn't...
and I will quickly double check. This is one that I saw that he was your manager, and then I went back and looked at the teams separately.
I'm gonna DM you an answer, Steaky.
Oh,
could you DM it to me as well, please?
I, Rich, would be very tempted to use your lifeline and ask Dee for this one. He might have quite a good answer.
Because I'm going back, but it's before my time. I know. I'm just going back and thinking older managers. I know Jackie Charlton was part of. We had Jack Charlton at the Wednesday again before my time. Did he start in the six cup final? Right era.
It would be the right era.
Would be the right era. Yeah. Fucking Jackie Charlton. Let's go. Let's go, Jackie Charlton.
I really respect the bravery, Rich, but it is unfortunately for you the correct answer. You've now won £1,000. It's down to 1,000.
Because
Dan was spot on. He got it right in the DM to me.
Yeah, in my head again. There's always because he managed at Ireland as well, didn't he? Did Jack Charlton?
This is the exact thing that's going through my head. I was like, is he not? Is he Irish?
Is he? Yeah, that was that. Yeah, that was my.
He's not Irish. He's not Irish.
But maybe he was. Maybe he was one of those. You know, again, it's like me great nan's next door neighbour's dog water. Water. Hello.
The bowl of dog water was poured from a bottle in Ireland.
Yeah, from Kilkenny. So that's the link. That's how they got to play from. There you go. You know what? I'm doing better than I thought I was going to do, Steve.
Right,
this is something.
No, that was a good answer, seemingly plucked from the depths of your mind there. So well done.
Yeah,
and he was controversially appointed the Ireland manager as well, or the Republic of Ireland manager.
There we go.
Because he was English, Republic of Ireland.
Because he was English. There we go.
Yeah. Yes, so he started alongside Bobby Moore in the centre of defence and was responsible for Germany's first goal. I think he mislaid a back pass. Question for 8,000. I don't know what number we're on. There's 15 in total. For 8,000, and it is actually for 8,000 now. You've gone past that. Name any of the years, and there are 4 of them, in which Sheffield Wednesday were champions of England.
Oh God! Okay, we're going back
Quite
a ways
these are
now,
historical. I do apologise.
No, it's okay. We're going back a ways. Again, I saw a graphic. Somebody put a graphic up the other day I saw on social media, and it was champions of England going all the way back. And interestingly enough, Everton won the league both seasons before major world wars broke out. So. Good for them. That's what I took from the graphic. The Wednesday, did we do it? Did we do it in that kind of World War I, World War II gap? I feel like we did. But if so...
when the war was happening?
Just during, yeah, it was just us.
They just popped out to the FA and was like, we're just going to have this, is how it is.
We're going to take this back. There's nothing you can do about it. I think it was in that gap between the kind of end of World War One and pre-World War Two, or as they called it at the time, the Great War, because I don't think they called it World War One at the time, did they?
No, that'd be the act of a pessimist.
It's going to happen again. You mark my words, it's going to happen again. They'll have another go. I reckon. I'm just going to have to pick a season.
David Mitchell joke. I can't take credit for that. It's a David Mitchell joke.
It's good. It's so I know we won 2 on the bounce. I know that we went back to back, but I just can't specifically remember.
I will tell you that you have done that twice. You've been back to back champions of England on 2 separate occasions.
Oh,
so
okay.
Of the 4 times you've won it, both of them are doubles.
Is it, Dave?
Dee, have you got anything to add here? My permanent lifeline, my friend.
No.
think you're about the same boat as me. Okay.
If I was a gambling man, which I am,
they call
very
him
much
Gambling
so.
D.
Yeah, much to my bank account's detriment. I'm getting some vague thing in my head of maybe in the 60s, maybe in the 70s, but
that's too.
But
too
I
late.
don't know. But I don't know because why would I? Because it's your team.
I will give you a small hint.
I can tell you what year it wasn't.
1926.
Yeah.
It
was
wasn't
not
1920. Because that's the one time we've won the top flight.
Nice. I can tell you, Rich, that if you go along the lines of between the two wars, you are correct.
Okay.
So I'll narrow it down to a
Okay.
a little gap there.
And when did you just say it was the Albion Devils?
1920.
1920. See, in my head, I was thinking like the 23-24 season, around that kind of marker. But is that too early? Because I say if we did it back to back twice during that kind of time, it's just a punt, isn't it? It's, you know what? Let's go 23-24.
It's unfortunate, Rich, because it's kind of the in-between answer of the two things. So you won it in 1903-04.
03-04.
28-30. So you went with the 20s, and then you went with the 03-04, combined them together. So the little bells in the brain were ringing, but just not quite there. So it's 1902-03, 1903-04, 28-29, and 29-30.
Oh.
Did you want to play on a little bit just for funsies? Or...
Go on, chuck another couple out, and I'll rapid fire them, Steak, and see if I can pull something out of nowhere.
So you did win £1,000. It went back to that.
Well done.
So it's not too bad. The questions were hard, and they were mostly historical as well, because that's the bit I enjoyed reading about, to be honest. Also, it's depressing to hear about Sheffield Wednesday in the modern era.
Anything recent is bleak. I wouldn't recommend it.
Most of this is about winning things, and I tried very hard to not make it about this season and things like that. Which Wednesday player won the Football Writers Footballer of the Year in 92-93?
Chris Waddle?
It was Chris Waddle.
So it's got to be your fave.
It's got to be Waddle.
I did do a more recent one. Who scored the goal in the 123rd minute of the 2023 League One playoff final?
That was Liam Palmer.
It wasn't. It was Josh Windass.
Oh, in the I was thinking the semis. Yeah, it was Josh Windass. Yeah, of course it was. I was in my head. I heard 123rd minute, and I went, "Yeah, that sounds." No, because it was. No, because actually, nothing happened in that semi-final. Yeah, it was Josh Windass. Yeah, that was the first. My favourite fact about that is that from the first whistle of the first game of those League One playoffs, from the first whistle, the 123rd minute of the final was the first time we were ahead across all three games. Which is incredible.
Wow.
That's amazing.
First time we were ahead in a game.
Did you just penalties it all the way through then?
The first leg we lost.
Semis, wasn't it?
We lost the first leg 4-0, and then
5-1, wasn't it? The follow-up.
It was 5-1 after extra time. The miracle at Hillsborough, and then that one obviously went to penalties. Then Jackie Hunt scored the winner because it's class, and then in the final it was 0-0. And then Windass scored the diving header in the 123rd, and that was the first moment that we were in front in a game, like over nearly 4 games of football if you take into account extra time. So bonkers.
That's quality.
Absolutely bonkers.
Awesome. The next question you kind of already answered earlier. I said name the 2 players who made an appearance in this current championship season who appear in Wednesday's top 10 all-time appearance maker list.
It's Barry Bannon and Liam Palmer. There it is.
It is indeed. Barry Bannon has 477, and Liam Palmer is in 4th with 503. And I believe it's probably more than that now, because this was written 2 weeks ago. So
there you go. You say that.
Probably he's pushed up.
Probably not a million miles away now, is he?
No, and he's within 100 of the all-time. So
he's not going to get there.
Wow.
Time's not on his side. And I mean, I'd keep him. I'd keep him forever because he's a cracking ambassador for the club, but he's not really up to scratch anymore. Anyway,
I think he can move up a few more places this season, so he might be second or third by the end of the season, which would be nice. Here's where it gets like proper tough questions out. So the £128,000 question was: in what position did Sheffield Wednesday finish in the inaugural Premier League season in 1992-93?
Third.
It's a little bit worse than that. It was seventh, but I think it did get you European football. So
It did. We did. Yeah. That's
seventh place getting you European football.
I know, right? Little Intertoto Cup run. Those are the days.
Yeah. Name any of the 4 teams that Wednesday played in the 95-96 Intertoto Cup.
Oh. No.
My hint for you is Dan FM24.
Is it every Mediterranean club ever?
It's the one non-Mediterranean club. I think it was FM24.
Destroy and exit?
It was a Scandinavian team. Maybe I'm wrong here. I will message you again.
Aarhus from L?
It was indeed. Aarhus.
Or Aarhus from L?
Not
or
from L, no,
AGF?
Aarhus. It just says Aarhus, AGF.
Yeah, that's AGF. That's the other team. That's
right.
the good team. That's the
Yeah,
good
the
team.
other one.
The one I managed is the one that's in the 3rd tier.
Right, okay.
There we go.
I just saw Aarhus and went, that knows
That's the
them.
connection.
yeah.
But, yeah.
It's a lovely town.
Aarhus, Karlsruhe, Gornik Zabrze, and FC Basel were the 4 teams.
Basel.
So there's a reason that was the £250,000 question.
No, that's fine. Again, there was an argument on social. So somebody had, I think the potential new owner, David Storch, said basically want to take them back to the glory days, European football, and then somebody posted a screenshot of the Intertoto Cup teams that we played. Then someone was like, Basel are good. Everybody else, no.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not particularly. They don't strike the world of lights with their.
They're not household names, are they?
No,
when it comes to
they really are.
Even
Even Basel, if you're not properly into your European football, don't come up that often these days. £500,000 question. In 2010, Wednesday signed Jordan Rhodes for their record signing of £10 million. According to FM26, but which transfer is the highest received according to FM?
highest received.
I specifically said according to FM as well because
Sure.
Wikipedia disagrees.
Okay, interesting. Highest fee received.
I will tell you that Wikipedia says it's Lucas Zhao to Reading for 6.57 million. Football Manager says it is more money.
Football Manager says it's more money. Lucas
different
Shaw.
player.
Different player. Oh, who have we sold? Because most players just walk out on a free at the end of seasons. That's our transfer policy. Come on in, have exorbitant wages, and then leave in 3 years if you don't mind. Who have we sold for a bag?
Would it be someone back in the day?
I can reveal to you the amount if that might help.
Go on, give me the amount. It might steer me
It
in
is
the right direction.
£6.7 million.
£6.7 million.
6-7 again, aren't we?
We're back here, aren't we?
I didn't do it this time, Dan.
You didn't do it
Good.
this time.
Correct.
Has it got the year, Steaky? Just because, again, I've got a couple of ideas.
It would have been 1996.
96? Crikey. Who did we sell for?
I've got an idea. I don't know if I'm thinking the right thing.
Vocalise it, D. What have we got?
Mine, Mr. Petrescu. Did he pay to move to
Oh,
Chelsea
Dan
for a big old
Petrescu's
wedge
not
of
a bad
cash?
shout.
I'm trying to think who you was good.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Decent shout. It's not the right answer.
Des Walker, maybe? But no, he was
No.
gone before then.
If I
great
tell you-
Benito.
96? No, it's too early.
That the
Too late, sorry.
country of his birth no longer exists. Does that help?
It
Is
does.
it Yugoslavian?
Yeah. Who was... Oh.
Go on. You need to. I couldn't help you here now.
No,
Yugoslavia.
it's on the tip of my tongue. No, it's gone. I can picture him, but I can't get the name out.
The answer I was looking for is Darko Kovacevic. Kovacevic. Who played for you? He played for Serbia and Montenegro, actually, but Yugoslavia is where he was born. Interesting. Yeah, not a player I'd heard of. And when it came up that he was £6.7 million in '96, that's a big transfer.
He came to us for a year, and he was garbage, absolutely garbage. And then he wanted gone after a year. I think back in the day, I did a Patreon record with Matt and Tony, and it was like basically the choose 5 garbage players from your football club's history, and I'm sure he was on my list because he did. Yeah, I reeled off the list. Yeah, that's it. Because I reeled off the list of teams that he played for: Sociedad, Lazio, Juve, Sheffield Wednesday for a year, and it just didn't make any sense. But yeah, he was absolute clown shoes. There you go. But I just didn't realise that's how much money we'd got for him when he left.
Loads of money. £6.7 million is ridiculous. I imagine it'd have been no, it probably wouldn't have been euros. It'd have been pounds, wouldn't it?
Yeah, in the mid 90s.
For the euro.
He went to Sociedad, so pesetas. So many pesetas. And Wednesday are keeping them just in case they increase their value at some point in the future.
They've got like a concrete vault under the stadium going, this will be worth loads soon. Trust us.
Honestly. Got Drachner, got pesetas, we're going to be fine.
That's how you're going to pay the next winding up order.
That's how we're going to pay the next winding up order. Due in 2 weeks into next season. Absolutely nailed on. Yeah.
Wonderful. Let's hope not. And the £1 million question, which I was pretty sure you wouldn't get because of the era that the player is from. But, you know, it might be something that you know. Who is Sheffield Wednesday's youngest ever player, according to FM26?
Our youngest ever player?
Yep.
It's going to be... I wouldn't even like to hazard a guess. I've got nothing. Dee, do you happen to know who Sheffield Wednesday's youngest ever player is?
Milton Stevenson.
Second youngest. So close.
Yeah, he was second. It was close. Good guess. I will give you his age and the date in which he broke the record if you would like.
Please. I don't think he'll help. And the spelling of his name. I
can give you the initials if you want. He was 15 years old and 269 days on the 31st of March 1973. So it was just fun to look at the records that Sheffield Wednesday had, and that's not been broken since. Interesting. You'd have thought that had been broken this season with all the youth players that you've had to play, or last season.
Exactly. We're not. Yeah, we're probably not too far away from that.
It might have been broken this weekend, and I'm wrong now. To be fair,
probably. Whole quiz is defunct.
His initials are PF, if that helps.
Peter Fredrickson.
Yes. No. Peter Fox is his name, and that was the £1 million question. I thought it'd make it really, really hard for the last couple. Apologies for that.
That was good, that.
But yeah, I think you did pretty well.
That was a fun little deep dive. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that because, again, we're not a club with... When it comes to our recent history, there isn't really any that isn't just massively upsetting. It's been so bleak for the last decade or so. I wouldn't be. My wife loves those true crime podcasts or YouTube videos but it's just some girl doing her makeup and just describing atrocities. I think we're due one of those at some point. It's just
that's the dream for your club. Is to appear on someone's makeup tutorial video as a disaster.
Yeah, while they talk about the worst things that ever happened. They put in blusher on, and it's and then they got another 12-point deduction. Everyone's like, oh my god!
I think you should make that TikTok whilst applying.
That would be unbelievable.
Get ready with me, Rich Owens.
Maybe I will. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's make that. We should set that as some kind of
forfeit
goal.
for the. If you don't get more than 20 points after your 18-point deduction,
I'll do it. I was going to say like just a subscriber milestone maybe for the podcast or something. I tell you what, let's have a quick look here.
What are we on right now?
Let's have a look at what we're on right now. Right then, Football Manager Therapy. That's the name of this podcast. We're on 480 subscribers on YouTube. 500 subscribers, and I will do 482 now. God, it's gone up. It's going up too quickly. I'm scared.
No. 482 subscribers, and you'll make the video. You need two. If anybody's made it this far in the video, hit subscribe now.
Yeah. 500. When we hit 500 subscribers, I will do the Sheffield Wednesday depressing makeup tutorial. Fun. That'll be good. That'll be a fun afternoon, won't it? Speaking of fun, thank you both for those wonderful little bits of trivia to end the pod. That was great fun. I really enjoyed that. I did better with Sheffield Wednesday's history than I thought I was going to do because the atrocities have made me forget. And Dee, what can I say? Lovely bit of research, lovely bit of business. Thank you so much for that. That very much to me, fellas, feels like a podcast. Don't know about you two.
It feels very podcasty.
I think we do need to shout out April's challenge on the Discord.
We do, yes. Just before we go, over to you, fellas, because these Discord challenges are your wonderful creations. What have you got teed up for us for the month of April?
Oh, you got it, Steaky, or do you want me to do it?
I can go for it. April's challenge is called Why So Serious? In honour of April Fool's Day, you take on the role of the Joker by taking over IK Sirius in the Swedish top tier. The objective is to take Gotham for yourself, or rather Gothenburg. Finish above IFK Gothenburg in only one season. Bonus challenge. Do it with a smile. Finish above them with a 5-back formation. Smile across the back. And with wingers for the best smile shape across your back line. That would be lovely. Thank you. And if you can tell us about how you got those scars, even better.
Oh, The Dark Knight is a brilliant movie.
It is.
Brilliant movie.
Brilliant movie.
Brilliant movie.
That'll be in the Discord for folks to dive in. I'll set the same file.
Get in the Discord.
Same as usual.
Links to the Discord are in the descriptions to podcast. Get involved. Get challenging. It'll make you feel better. Lovely stuff. Fellas, that has been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed myself this evening. We've had a surprisingly in-depth FM discussion by anybody's standards, let alone our own. We've had some fun doing quizzes. Dee's gone under the table for a period of time, and we've had some excellent camera zooms from Steaky. So it's so good.
Every time, man.
Every single time. Every single time. They just get better and better. That was lovely. Thank you, fellas, for hanging out with me this evening. I appreciate you both. You're both lovely. And thank you for listening, for watching, however you are consuming this podcast. We appreciate you enormously. You're great. Keep doing it. That wraps it up for another episode of Football Manager Therapy. We're back next week. I can't do a Steaky Zoom, so I'm going to do my own manual Zoom with a guest. Got a guest on next week. Got a guest. That was great. That was my favourite one.
I regret that immediately.
I think I saw the inside of your stomach. That was lovely.
You'll regret
how empty it is.
Clean, yes.
Callbacks.
Squeaky. Could eat your dinner off it. We'll see you, D's giblets, on the next episode of Football Manager Therapy. But until then, take care. Love you lots.
Network saves back. Bye.
6-7.
Hey everybody, it's me, Cupby. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I tried for a little while. Hey, you know Cupburger. It's a mutual aid fund created by us for us to take care of our needs. Folks have been applying for grants, getting paid out. Folks have been donating, giving us money every month. We're so grateful. This has been really cool work, and we've met a lot of need already. However, there are some projects that we've been wanting to address that are above our monthly cap allowance. So we've created special projects. And we're launching special projects. If you have a need that is more than our monthly allowance, get in touch. Admins will get in touch with you. We can help you set up a GoFundMe, and Cupburger will be paying out up to 50%. So these are just burgers that look like, anyway, don't get distracted. Up to 50% of our income every month will be paid out to special projects who we have partnered with until those projects' needs are met. Meaning, you may see new chat commands in chat that tell you to go direct to a GoFundMe if you want to give someone money. That's because they're a Cupburger partner, and Cupburger is working with them to fulfill their crowdsourcing needs. Special projects, now a part of Cupburger. Give money. Apply. Cupburger. Have a great day. Bye.